I'll just press the button and go live. I just realized my internet is out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going live just on phone reception out here. So we'll see how we go. I've got some new, very important updates. Huge announcements. Going to do a mini energy update because these eclipses are like, and it's like intense and people are wiped tired with exhaustion. Many people experiencing it in different ways, of course. And then I'm also wanting to talk about the connection, right? Between the eclipses, between the new Matrix movie, between the Metaverse, between the founding of reality awareness in 2006 and what I've just been shown. I always say this about your life purpose, right? You're showing one step at a time. Everyone's like, what is my life purpose? And I'm like, what is your next step? In 2006, reality awareness, awakening the consciousness of humanity, came to me in meditation. It was given to me, it was gifted to me, whatever, right? And I saw the depth and understanding of it back then. However, I just feel like I've been wandering around this earth, wandering around my life, I want to say until this moment. I've been clear about what my purpose is, right? However, I've just become more and more clear. And then with what I was showing this morning, with what I'm going to talk to you about, which does stem on from the Travis Scott live stream I was talking about with the metaverse and stuff. Like, it's almost like if this may be like part 2 of what I'm going to talk about with that video. So let me share this. And then these really like important announcements that I'm going to make first. This is like so intricately connected and makes total sense. But anyway, let me share this. Just like, my mind is like, ah, and I was like, oh, these are the eclipse energies, releasing the old, having all these epiphanies, all these, Okay. I'm a little bit excited. I was actually crying realizing this stuff this morning. Not just realizing this stuff, like actually seeing the stuff about this next phase of the metaverse stuff. You know, it's stuff that I know, you know, it's intuitively, it's been shown to me over the years, and now it's like I'm being shown all this stuff that they've been talking about it, and I'm like, this is what I was shown intuitively. Like, all right, give me a moment. And I will share this. How are we feeling with these eclipses? Because there's some people I know that are like wiped with tiredness. I'm like just like so much energy coming in. The big solar flares are really having an impact on a lot of people I know as well. So it's like in the middle of the eclipses, and then there's solar flares. Like, there's just so much. There's so much. Okay, that is shared. I'm going to bring this up on my screen so I can see the comments and not touch my phone. And my hair was looking really nice. So they're like, it's so humid. It's been so humid here. And it just goes frizz balls. Yeah, blah, no motivation. Yeah, very much the energies. Let's have a look here. If it'll load, and I forgot that, yeah, might take a little bit. Okay, so while it's all waiting for it to load, because it's all going through my other phone, I will just, forgot my Wi-Fi is. I was like, maybe I'm not supposed to do it. I'm like, nope. No, if we let technological problems stop us, we wouldn't be where we are today. Okay, sorting my hair. Been having such a hard time seeing the moon. It's always cloudy. So yeah, so always remember when I say about that with the moon, that it's like the sun, the energy of it, and the sun's rays is what we still feel. After, you know, like through the clouds, we can still get burnt. So same with the moon, just might not be able to see it, yeah? Yeah, so hello. Okay, awesome, comments have loaded, perfect. Had to refocus on my practices. Yes, Our practices are what is going to keep us sane at this time. Staying grounded, of course. Just scrolling through the comments. So hello and welcome to everyone joining. So Deanne says energy is crazy. Yeah, I know. I know. I know we've been talking about it too. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are around the world. So intense at the moment. I heard about the Metaverse in meditation, had no idea what it was. So interesting. Yeah, this is so interesting. So I was going to do like mini energy update, and I'll do the announcements, mini energy update, and then I'm going to talk about Metaverse. It's all like conjoined, of course. And I'm going to talk about dreams and the connection between the dreams, the dream state, the different astral levels, the Bluetooth, the crystals that form in our body, the nanotechnology, which I forgot to put in the title of this live stream. And first of all, I'm going to start with these announcements. Now, some of you that have been following Reality Awareness for a while, and you'll be like, oh, Hannah, you've said this before. So I've been online for 5.5 years. Some of you have been following me from way back when. So a little brief history. In 2005 is when I started this spiritual journey. I took a 12-month course and I've been doing it ever since, yeah? In August 2006 is when Reality Awareness came to me. I was just meditating. I wasn't even asking for anything. I was just doing my thing. And I was showing Reality Awareness. I was showing what it is. I was showing, what it involves. I was showing, what to do, blah, 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 blah. And hence I've been doing it ever since. My cat just jumped up. And okay, so let's come to now. So at the end of last year, I said that I wasn't doing any psychic readings, one-on-one work. It was only inner circle. And I did that for a bit. I think I was technically burnt out. Definitely. I've learned a lot. Are you okay? Oh, she's been to the vet. So I don't have any more kittens. Yeah, and so I guess the big announcement, let's keep this to the point for this moment, because I want to talk about the connections with the Metaverse and etc. I guess 12 months ago, obviously, I didn't know what I know now. And 12 months ago, and it's interesting, right? So I'm talking a lot about life purpose and finding your life purpose on this live stream. Okay, this has got so much to do with that. Because since I've been doing this since 2005, living, breathing, teaching it, having clients, I've learned a lot, experienced a lot, and learned a lot. And the reason I stopped last year doing, 30-minute psychic readings, 21-day shifter programs, etc. Okay, Freeman, if you don't like what I'm saying, please disappear off my page, because I'm just going to blab a little bit longer just to make you feel even more at home. So I got my cat de-sexed, so I don't have more kittens because I've got 9 cats. Did I say that? Oh yeah, I did. So you can disappear off my page, please. Okay, so I wasn't doing psychic readings anymore. I did them again, I don't know, towards the middle of this year. And then, all right, okay, let's just share what I'm about to say. And I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm not just still processing it. I wasn't even going to announce this. Let's put it that way. Okay. I wasn't going to announce this. And then when I was meditating last night, because I was starting to get the feeling that I need to announce it. And then when I was meditating last night, it was like, yeah, you need to announce it. And then this morning I was showing all this stuff and I'm like, okay, now I understand. I understand why I can't take calls anymore. I understand that I can't I can't have lots of little clients. And what I mean by lots of little clients is the way that I work with people to be able to support you guys, right? So the way that I, work is really coming into, so, there's lots of ways that you can work with me one-on-one, yeah? So there's 30-minute phone call, there's a 21-day shifter program, and then there's like a 3 or a 6-month program, then there's a 12-month program. Whilst for the 5 years of being online and, supporting you guys and being here at Reality Awareness and growing, expanding and learning and fumbling along and figuring out my life purpose, by the way, just doing the next thing that felt right, by the way, these are life purpose tips. Are you taking notes? Because this is how you awaken your life purpose. You trust your intuition with the next step and the next step and the next step. You have to trust your intuition to understand your life purpose. If you don't take the next step, you're not showing the next thing. Until you take the next step, then you're showing the next thing. Okay? Your life purpose unfolds by you taking the next step. Yeah? So, and I started to get clear on this last year, and I guess that's why I stopped it at the end of last year. But the thing is, and this is like, okay, you're taking notes, okay? Number 10 point or whatever we're up to, write this point down. You're not showing the next step until you go to the next step. But the other thing is your why has to be clear. You have to understand why you're doing something. Now that's a little bit contradictory when I talk about trusting your intuition, because we need to trust our intuition and take the steps before we know why. For example, last year I was like, I'm not doing 30 minutes of phone calls anymore. I'm not doing 21-day shifter programs anymore. I didn't really know why. I was just like, I'm not doing them anymore. Said that to you guys, changed everything. And then 6 months later, a bit longer, I started doing them again. And I've loved doing them again. I'll connect with you guys in a way, right? It's powerful. You guys have had big shifts about this, yeah? So, but I started doing it again. I was like, oh, why did I stop doing that, right? But I trusted my intuition and I did it anyway. Now, I understand the why of why I can't do it anymore. And it's not a can't, it's more that I have to not do it anymore, especially with the final piece that came in today. Like I said, I wasn't going to announce all this to you guys. So, as of next Monday, the 6th of December, Australian Eastern Standard Time, so until Sunday night, midnight, from then on, the only way you will be able to work with me one-on-one is in my Life Purpose Accelerator, which is my inner circle. So the only way that you'll be able to work with me, Hannah, at Reality Awareness, is via my inner circle. And there's there's many different things in Reality Awareness, but there's 2 inner circles. There's Transcendence Reality Society, which is the Reality Awareness inner circle, and you get access to all the courses, all the content, all the meditations. There's live trainings in there. There's hot seat mentoring. There's so much. It's the inner circle. You get access to everything. The Life Purpose Accelerator is the inner circle where you get all of that, but you also get 12 months working with me. So that's the only way you're going to be able to work with me from next Monday. So if you want to get in to working with me on a psychic reading or 21-day shifter program or whatever else I offer out there, now is the time. The other piece about that is that the Life Purpose Accelerator investment will be increasing next Monday as well. Now, I understand the depths of why I'm doing this now. I've been shown so much that, I'll put the little emoticon thing in, freaking mind blown or mind expansive, right? This feels massive because it feels like the full alignment of what I'm here to do. Now that might sound a little bit ridiculous, right? It might sound a little bit ridiculous in a sense that, well, Hannah, aren't we always on purpose? Aren't we always doing our thing? Aren't we always we're never off path? And yeah, that's true, 100% true. And it's like we're coming into alignment. And there's always fine tunings on that alignment. And there's always fine tunings and what's the other word? Expansiveness on who you are. It's not like you get to a point and then you're like, I'm done. This is who I am. Like, it kind of is, but at the same time, there's always a next level. Then there's a next level. Then there's a next level. Then there's a next like point, you know, like there's always the next level expansion. For me, it's like a combination between myself and reality awareness. Ever since 2005, I've been fumbling along. What am I doing with reality awareness? Now, I had a reading from a lady in 2005. I remember it so clearly because I didn't understand what she's talking about. I didn't understand what she's talking about. And she, you know, and she's like, all she said in the reading, she's like, you have to go online. You have to go online. This is in 2005. And I'm like, wow, imagine if I went online in 2005, right? And so, you know, I've been fumbling around. And so only 5 years ago, I took reality awareness online. Now, let's move into these eclipses and talk about this mini energy update. Just gonna leave that to the side for a moment. Those of you who are too exhausted from listening, I'm like, I'm sure you've got better things to do then, so why are you even wasting your time here? Like, time is so important. I don't know, man, the people who like, who has like time to waste and, you know, like, why do they like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Why do you continue watching something that you're not interested in, that you have negative feelings about? Like, don't you have something better to do with your time? Like, come on. All right. So Shari says, are there some steps we don't want to do, as in we have to work through some things to accept it, kind of knowing something else will come out of it? Yeah, and that's the thing about trusting your intuition for the first step, and the first step, and the first step, and the first step, and the first step. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like come into your next thing, and even though we don't want to do this thing of some things, we know that we have to do this because we can't not do this thing. Right? It doesn't mean it's always joyful. Was it joyful learning about technology and all the systems and platforms about, you know, like putting my business online? Like, that was a friggin' mindfuck, man. Sure, I could have outsourced it and got someone to build my website for me and whatever, but I don't know, I just like to learn stuff, so I did it all myself. So I learned a lot about the systems. And now where we're going with reality awareness and this connection with the metaverse and like the matrix shit, and oh my God, let's talk about that. Like, I understand why I, as my next step and my next step and my next step, had such a drive and a passion. I was actually excited about taking reality awareness online, and I was like, how do I learn how to do that? Like, it wasn't like, oh, I don't want to do that. How do I find someone to outsource my website to build it for me? Like, if that was my feeling, I would have outsourced it. But I'm like, how do I learn about it? How do I do it? I was so excited, right? That is your next step in your purpose. You know you have to do something even if you don't know how, whether it's like learning tech systems or understanding how they're going to pay for stuff or whatever the story is, right? But you're excited about it and it's alive for you and you're on your, you know, it's like that is your thing, right? And now I'm understanding, you know, because sometimes I look at like other entrepreneurs and stuff and, you know, I'm sure we all compare ourselves. And I'm like, oh, they outsourced everything. Maybe I should have done that, you know? And then I think about this stuff and I'm like, no, I love technology. Right now, if I was doing it today in the place where I'm at now, if I want a new website build, I'm not going to do it myself. I would definitely outsource it. Why? Because number one, I've also learned about it and I know these systems inside out. I've learned a lot about technology and systems and platforms. And I want to say metaverse without even knowing about the metaverse because of the way AI works. Like, I've learned so much about AI, especially in the past 12 months. And then the other thing, you know how I said about in December last year, and I said, I'm not doing, you know, one-on-one psychic readings anymore. Thanks so much, Tamara. Tamara's just dropped Tamara's on my team. Tamara's just dropped the link in about the inner circle, so you can check that out on my website. So Trust Your Intuition closes, the investment increases on Tuesday. So Tuesday midnight, by Wednesday Australian time, the investment's going up. In Transcendence Reality Society, there's an option to be in the inner circle and trust your intuition. So it's like, it's in Larimar, where you get trust your intuition and the inner circle. So you can check that link out. Thanks so much, Tamara, for dropping that in there. So investment increases on Tuesday. And understanding how all these systems work. If I didn't stop and trusted my intuition about stopping working one-on-one in December like last year, and then have like nothing to do, so to speak, I had all this space because I didn't have so many clients at the start of this year, that's when I dove into learning about all the AI and learning more about Facebook marketing, advertising, and I was like in all these rabbit holes. So I understand a lot of it. It's like I've been doing this work since 2005. I understand a lot about intuition from my own personal development journey, from having clients, from living, breathing, and working in this industry since 2005. Like, that's a long time. You do the maths, I think it's like 17 or 18 years, I don't know, something like that. So someone's going to correct me, I'm sure, because my maths is not my strong point. English is, although you wouldn't kind of say that, right? With sometimes I stumble on my words and stuff, but whatever, I don't really care what you think of me. So, well, a lot of people have been saying the grid has been going down for a very long time, and hey, maybe it is, but we're still waiting, and that's how they get their feed from people. So I don't see that happening anytime soon, unless there's like some big god stepping in and saying, hey, we're all going to go back to living on the land, and cities are going to go down, and there's no more like technology like connects us all like we're talking now. I don't know, I've got a lot to say about that, and that's a whole nother conversation. So back to learning about AI. I've learned a lot about intuition, and then coming online, I was like, how do I do it online? It was alive for me. I freaking love it. I still love learning about AI and technology because it fucking blows my mind. And then all the connections that are coming together, and I'm like, all right. Okay. Let's look at the reality, okay? Let's look at the reality and the connection of all of these pieces. Number one, mini energy update about the eclipses. So we're right smack bang in the middle, pretty much, of the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, the feminine and the masculine. So be mindful coming up all of these next, few days. The energy might be intense, although it's been really intense. There's solar flares about as well. So you might be feeling exhausted, fried, wired, like that's how I'm feeling. And it's like, you want to channel that energy. So you don't be fried, channel it. Creative pursuits, the best thing. Writing, drawing, painting, gardening, cooking, sewing, I don't know what you do. What is your creative pursuits? Channel that energy. Yeah? Run, exercise, move your body. Even if you're exhausted, move your body, because it's going to shift the energy and you're going to break through. These eclipses are all about breaking old patterns. Right now, you are at a precipice of change, where they're either going to stay in this lull cycle, or you're going to break all of the patterns and birth an entirely new reality. This is the choice point. In December last year, people were talking about the Earth's splitting in two. Yeah? The Earth splitting in two, and people were like, kind of, how's that going to happen? I was like, well, I understand that from a consciousness level, there's a consciousness split of unconscious and conscious people, and that's getting greater. The divide is getting greater, which is true. Metaverse is creating Earth 2. Oh, how significant. What's so interesting about the connection with the eclipses and breaking cycles and stepping into new ways of being and stepping into a whole new reality? And, okay, you do not have to follow this woman. I do not even know this woman, but I friggin' love her content, and I only stumbled across it the other day. So she's on Instagram, maybe she's got other pages, I don't know. It's called The Shine Don't Stop. So you can screenshot that if I can get it half there for you. So you can find her on Instagram. Like I said, you don't have to follow her. There's two things, if you do start following her, that I would recommend watching. So on the story highlights, which is here, there is one called Hydra. So HYDR, which has got the @ symbol. That's what I first watched the other day, and I was just like, okay. So talking about Hydra, meaning the what's it called? Like it's a parasite, basically. And without me explaining everything, the pieces that I want to share is just like I was blown away, because what have I been saying? That the way through this is the healthy body, mind, spirit, detoxing, getting rid of parasites, stop eating crap, etc., etc. Get fit and healthy is like the best way through what we're about to walk into. Now, little side note that on that story, she was saying something about, you know, the thing that's apparently curing, I'm just being mindful of what I'm saying right now. The thing that's apparently curing the big bug that's on the planet right now that's causing all the issues, you know, can be found in like a dog worming tablet. And I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. And my mind went to, funnily enough, when I was 18 to 22, I worked in a pet shop. That's what I did when I finished school, right? And so it was probably when I was about 19, I think, when I was living on the coast here actually. And I worked in an aquarium store. I learned so much about water chemistry, and we actually used to treat a parasite, a specific parasite on fish by crushing up a dog worming tablet and turning it into powder and putting it into the water. Yeah. Okay, Heather, can you please get off my page? You just like to talk. You're not clear at all. Okay. So when I talk, I put all these pieces of the puzzle together. If you cannot keep up, maybe you need to take notes, or maybe you just need to find someone else who you can relate to, or you can open your ears and listen to the whole story. Then you might actually understand what I'm talking about. So when we look at the parasite and the dog worming tablet, that was kind of significant. That was the other day, so I highly recommend watching that. On her story today, the one that made me cry this morning, that has fueled this live stream. So she's talking about the Matrix on that. And the Matrix, I didn't even know there was a new Matrix movie coming out, like in a couple of weeks, actually. Matrix 4, what's it called? The Resurrections or something. And I'm just like a little bit blown away, like literally was kind of crying. And I was crying, and I was like, right, time to have a shower and I need to live stream about this, because all the pieces of the puzzle came together, and I was like, okay. So I always like to fact check things. If I find something, and this is what you guys should do too. If you see something and you're like, is that real? I want you to like Google it, find the original post, because sometimes you can't even find the original post. This is what AI does. It throws all this shit into our current metaverse, which is right here, guys. You're already in it. It's too late, okay? You're already freaking in it. Some people like to beg to differ, and I'm like, they've been training you for years. All these beautiful things on your face. Looks like Siri's watching. AI is taking all these profiles ever since you signed up. Okay, little side note, I was getting distracted. So, fact check everything. Try and find the original post. Find the thing. Find all of that. Stop trying to be a Whitney Cummings knockoff. Who the fuck's Whitney Cummings? I don't even know who Whitney Cummings is. Who's Whitney Cummings? Let me Google it. I never heard that name before. Does anyone know who Whitney Cummings is? An actress? Rightio then. What's with these people fucking dogging me out of my page? Get the fuck off my page if you don't like what I do. Always research. Always research your research. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So, research everything. So when I saw her story this morning, and it was saying, this is the post, you can find it on Twitter under the Matrix Resurrection. Yeah? It's on Twitter. I screenshotted stuff because I was like, gotta talk about this. Like, story word for ages, and I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta have a shower, I gotta talk about this. The Matrix Resurrections posted on the same day that Mark Zuckerberg came out talking about the Metaverse, same day release. The Matrix Resurrection, they hashtagged Meta. And this little blue pill, red pill, and the little words up the top, I'll read them out to you. It says now, comma, based on real events. The choice is yours. I just want to drop my phone for a minute. Like, now based on real events. Now you guys might be like, ah, yeah, whatever. And some of you are like, wow. And some people are like, what do you mean real events? For a long time, people have been saying that The Matrix is a documentary. A lot of people have been like, oh yeah, whatever, right? And now, the reason I'm really pointing this out, because this is so important to understand, because for so long, since the 1950s or whenever TV first came out, okay, and now we're like evolving into these things, there's no TV anymore apparently or something. The reason I'm really pointing this out is because you have to catch this everywhere you now see stuff, okay? Now based on real events, because people being programmed maybe even through Matrix 1, 2, 3 and 50 years of television or more, I don't understand. My maths is not good, okay? You guys know, since the 1950s, people being programmed. Don't know what's real, know what's real, don't know what's real. Conspiracy theorists, whatever. Plugged in, mainstream media, whatever, okay? Now based on real events, this is so important because now they're saying the truth in front of our fucking face and people will not believe it because they are programmed to not understand what is real and what is not. What the actual fuck? Yes, I'm fired up about this. Yes, this is important, okay? Because this is so important, okay? Because this is where the like mind-blowing drop in, what the fuck? I was like, holy shit, reality awareness, reality awareness. Being aware of your reality in a metaverse that we've been trained in for the past 10 to 15 years on our freaking phones, that is like now based on real events, the choice is yours. So this next Matrix movie, you understand that everything you're seeing in there is correct. Please make sure you go and watch this woman's story and watch the Hydra, okay? The Hydra is so important because this is the parasite. People are like, aliens are coming. I'm like, dude, they live inside your body. They're called parasites and worms and shit. Like, and they said that they'd been putting that in the thing, right? There's parasites in the thing. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, I'm finished. I'm just getting started. I'll check comments in a minute. Okay, and then I kept watching the story and it made me fucking cry. Oh, it's making me cry. Okay, so on that story, and I sent it to my friends, let me just find it, because there was a video and I just watched these couple of things. So she shared it on her story. So merging man and the machines. Let me just see if I can see. I don't know. So the guy, I don't know his name. Maybe it's in this one. There's two little videos, like two little Instagram TV videos in there, in that same story from today on The Matrix. It's very current now. If not, she'll have it on her story highlights if you're watching the replay in a couple of days or something. So whoever this guy is, I don't know his name. It's not Bill Gates. It's another person who is creating the... You guys will understand the story when you watch it, right? And a lot of us know this. This is what I've been saying for years. So basically, okay, let me rewind. In 2018, I was sitting at my computer, working away, because, you know, I'm 2 years into my online business by now, and I'm working away, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, drop in. I was like, said to myself, I was like, what if I don't have to, like, press the button on my computer to then send through the cord, I still had a cord one back then, to my printer to print out the piece of paper that I have all my stuff on? What if I could think to my printer and the paper comes out? Wow. I fucking had that thought. I even did a post on it. I could find it if I scrolled back through, if you don't fucking believe me. This guy on the story, I don't know his name. I haven't seen him before. It's like a Bill Gates. He's like a Steve Jobs, but he's not. He's like the different person. I don't know what it's called. So this is like on the Android, something about the Android thing, right? I don't even know his name. He kind of looks like Bill Gates, but he's kind of different, right? So whoever this guy is, again, videos are on there. I'm not making this up. He's actually talking about the thought that I had about that back then of like thinking the thing in. And like, I started watching Black Mirror, like, and I've been sick. I'm struggling to watch it. I've stopped watching it. Anything I say to watch, like that I've watched, I don't recommend it unless you're really drawn to learning about this stuff. But please know it's imprinting you. Please don't watch it to understand what I'm saying, right? I started watching Black Mirror because a few people had mentioned it, and I was kind of like a little bit drawn. And I started watching the first 3 episodes, and I was like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. What the fuck is this shit about? Like, it was just, I was like, this is like, makes no sense. It's ridiculous. Whatever. Wasting time. Got better shit to do. There was a little gap in between now and the, you know, the 4th episode. Finally watched the 4th episode, put all the fucking technology stuff together, and I'm like literally feel sick watching it. So I don't recommend it, okay? The point that I'm sharing this for. But we'll have more so we won't be so, like, I don't know if I'll be able to. Let me see if I can get you guys to listen to this bit now.
Without limit.
Okay.
And so we'll be funnier, and we'll be sexier, and it'll be harder for you to win this prize again.
So just to clarify what I think you just said, that in 20 years, plus or minus, so the mid-2030s, we will have nanobots that we can feed into our brain that directly connect to the cloud rather than through anything we carry in our pocket. And in that way, wirelessly, we can basically download entire books, entire languages, and we will then know these things just by the act of downloading them.
Well, that's one implication.
Into our brains.
But we'll have more neocortex, so we won't be limited to a mere 300 million pattern modules. We'll have billions or 10 billion.
It goes on, but it's not biological, it's technological. Understand the difference. We've naturally got, however, whatever he said, 300 whatever, natural biological. But what they're inserting is technological. Now, let's just back it up a minute. And she actually said this on her story, because before she even got to this on her story, I was like, but they have actually already inserted that into our fucking bodies. That is what I've been harping on about with the fucking vaccine. And it's, okay, I just fucked up my live stream. And the nanotechnology, like, this is the like, if you guys watched the Travis Scott live stream, I did. If you didn't, please send me a message. If this is freaking you guys out, please comment below. You have to understand that they've already inserted it. This is the nanotech. The nanotechnology is a nanobot. It's already, you've already been connected to the cloud. They just haven't fucking told you. What's this? In another couple of years, what was it? Someone posted, I saw it come up on my feed the other day, and they said, where's all the zombies? Come on, I haven't seen any. And I'm like, give it 10 years. Give it 10 years. And then it dropped in, and it's like reality, awareness, to keep people connected to reality. Like, Jesus. Can we just take a little moment here? Now, some people, right, if we watch those shows like Black Mirror, like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. I know once I say, I don't like saying stuff like that, and I said it, it's just understanding, I don't know. Definitely going to watch The Matrix coming up and understand that this is the reality we're moving into. At the same time, this is why we must stay connected to reality and as natural as possible. Stay away from processed foods. Grow your own food, because soon they're only going to feed us their GMO food, which they're already fucking doing, by the way. Like, why do you think that is? To keep you out of the natural organic space, and not organic hippie la la woo woo shit. No, I'm talking about untouched plant matter that we absorb into our natural state. Do you know what I mean? They aren't hiding things anymore. Exactly. And this is where we need to understand our reality. We need to trust our intuition, and we need to understand, pick things up like that. This is how we're going to stay. And she was even sharing in her story as well, right? Around to keep our head, and that beheading queen. Like she said, even the song lyrics in the Matrix movie is beheading, got to keep your head, because this is where we're going to get lost in the head. But actually it's already been injected in the fucking head and connected through the nanobots. Why do you think you need more and more boosters? It's a fucking drug, number one, and to keep high and to keep connected, it's a drug. I'm going to talk more about drugs tomorrow on a live stream, because that also came up this morning, but it's a bigger live stream for another day tomorrow. Okay. You can see how fired up I am about this, because this is massive. Like, this is so freaking massive. And then the other little piece, and then I'll go through the comments, is that I'm so fired up about it because I actually want to cry, because it's just like, this is fucked up, you know, like their plan is like in 10 years that they're going to wipe out humans. Like, and we'll be walking around, humans will still be here, but we won't be here. You know, that's the saddest thing. Okay, I'm going to talk about Black Mirror for a second, because, you know, like on one of the episodes, whatever one, and basically they took the consciousness of a dying, of a person who is a vegetable in a coma, and they took out like a little thing, and they took the consciousness out of the person and they plugged it into, like, long story short, basically they put it in a teddy bear. Okay, there was a couple of steps before that. They put it in a teddy bear. And, you know, I watched it and I was just like, and then I think it was like yesterday or the day before, I've had a thing with teddies. I've always had a thing with teddies. Because I think like teddies have feelings. Okay, bear with me, okay? I've always thought that teddies have feelings. Now, I've got a teddy thing. I've always said to a day, I'm like, don't throw it on the ground. Like, they've got feelings. I've got a bit of a teddy obsession. If you guys have seen my teddy room, I've got a teddy room. We don't have a couch yet, but we've got a teddy room. Let me know if you want me to show you guys. Anyway, the point is that watching Black Mirror, I was like, and they stopped that development of putting human soul consciousness into teddy bears because it was inhumane, because they had no cognitive function. A teddy bear is lifeless on the ground. It can't fucking move by itself, can it? So they had to stop doing that thing, that testing, that experiment, whatever they're doing, because it was inhumane. And I'm like, is that why I've always felt like teddies have feelings? And then do you know what hit me? I was like, oh my God, the animals. The animals. Where did animals start? I'm like, okay, if there was a thing to stop eating animals like for good, I just got it. It's a lot to digest. It's fucking huge. Like, this is insanity. This is absolute insanity. Like, they are literally like trying to wipe us out, and I'm like, no. That is why reality awareness became reality awareness, and why I've been obsessed with AI and technology. And even like my mentor was like, I don't think AI is a good idea, or is that really a good idea? Like, you know, she didn't say it in those words, but basically she did. She might as well have. And I'm like, I felt like, I don't know if embarrassed or shameful, the fact that I was so like wanting to learn so much about AI. But now I fucking understand, and this is why you should trust yourself over anyone, including mentors. That's what I always say. I'm like, trust your intuition over what I even say to you guys. AI is sentience, but we are source. Okay, who is that man? I don't know. I would have to properly watch the video, and I don't want to do that on here, but it's on that live stream. So her, the name of her profile is The Shine Don't Stop. Like, you know, shine your light. The shine don't stop, all one word. Definitely intense, right? Definitely intense. All right, so I'm just going to scroll through comments. There was something else I was going to say about all of that, but I'm just going to scroll through comments, and it would probably, you just had deja vu. Oh no, doesn't the deja vu in the Matrix mean it's a glitch or some shit? Uh-oh. Look the fuck out. I've always said it from the start. And do you know what's even more interesting? When I first started all this stuff and I started putting together all my courses, even back in 2012, when I started teaching light field yoga and all this stuff was like flowing through. Do you know what? I was so scared of big people, governments, whatever, breaking into my house or coming to my house and taking all my technology away. Do you know, I was so scared about it. I like backed up everything and like gave a copy to my friend out of my house as well. And now I'm like, well, I understand why I was fucking doing that before. Some people think I'm crazy, and I really don't care, because at the end of the day, in a few years' time, you're going to be coming back and you're going to be learning from me. I guarantee it. Oh, so this is the last thing. So with Trust Your Intuition to become an intuitive healer, Trust Your Intuition to become a certified intuitive healer, investment increases on Tuesday. I know I've been saying that. that's like everything that I've learned today, and I'm always adding to it. I'm doing a live training next year so that you don't have to stumble and take however many years that I did to learn all that. I'm also doing an advanced certification. In the advanced certification is how we decipher all of not just reality and metaverse, not just humans and AI, but within the AI, the different beings in the AI, because that is a whole new world, whole nother world. And I've been showing lots about it, and I'm like, right, advanced training. Investment increases on Tuesday for that. Stuff comes up on phone that I only think about. Exactly. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. It was in 2018 that I started noticing that. And it was in 2018 that I first started wearing Bluetooth. I didn't have a car that had Bluetooth back then, I do now. But when I started realizing that, I was like, wow, I actually haven't typed it in. I haven't voiced it, but I haven't even typed it into any search. I haven't looked up at, on Google or on Facebook. I haven't looked at anything. I've only been thinking about something and it would start coming up. And I'm like, how does that happen? And that's when I got shown that the Bluetooth has been creating crystals in our body, and that's, in a crystal. So you guys know what a crystal is, like just a normal clear quartz crystal, even if you may. It's a crystalline structure. It's also a communication device. Right? That's why crystals are on our earth. They're communication devices, right? And they're actually in most of our technology. Like certain ones are. Don't ask me, I can't think off the top of my head. Google it, I'm sure it'll come up. There's a reason for that, right? So this, it's forming that, because if we're water, and I think I was talking about this on the Travis Scott one or another live stream I did, we're water, and water is affected by our thoughts, and crystalline structures form in our water system, our blood, our water components, and they transmute. Now, you have to remember that even if you've had the jab, even if you've, whatever, like, you have to remember that the most powerful thing you've got is your head. They're even talking about it in the movie coming up. Your head, don't lose your fucking head. And I say, connect your head and your heart. What's Reality Awareness's logo? It's a heart. That also, the logo, the tagline, Awakening the Consciousness of Humanity, was also given to me in that same meditation on that day. I wrote it all down and I've lived it ever since. So on the end of her story, she says, oh my God, look what they're releasing on the same day as The Matrix, the new Kingsman movie. In the early years of the 20th century, the Kingsman Agency is formed to stand against a cabal plotting a war to wipe out millions. Same day release. She's got on her story, I screenshotted most important ones to talk about. Head, heart, connect both. But my elbow. Stay here, right? This shit is fucking real. This shit is real. This is massive. The Travis Scott thing I mentioned, yes, so it's on my Facebook page, it'll be on my blog. If you can send me a message, because my live streams these days are getting too many comments, so please send me a message if I mention something, and you just send me a message, an actual message on Facebook, and say, please send me the Scott thing you mentioned, and I'll send you the video. Because the comments, there's so many these days that I can't keep up with it, but I really want to connect with you guys. Trust intuition, exactly. Demi says, yes, I had the same feeling that the Matrix was a glimpse of what to come. Yeah, and they're even fucking telling us right there. Like now, it says now, comma, based on real events. Like, can you imagine if they, released that a couple of years ago saying this is based on real events? Like, people may have freaked out and they may be like, oh, it's too much. Like, of course that's not happening. And now we're like, Jesus Christ. So huge. I can't find seeds to grow veggies. The Ice Age Farmer on YouTube is another awesome guy. I don't watch all his stuff religiously. I did a few years ago. He's also very onto it. He's been saying for years as well, grow seeds, etc. So I don't know where you are, Cara, but in America, I think they even have, I don't know if you can still purchase them. Maybe order online, and if anybody's in the world and you can still get your hands on heirloom seeds, you want to stock up and you want to grow stuff and you want to keep, you think, I think you can see it. So just there, that's my one veggie patch, and I'll be getting some more in this summer, in the next couple of weeks. So yes, Suzette says, thank you for speaking the damn truth. Thank you for being here. Passionate prayer can actually transmute energy. Exactly. Our connection is our power. Our connection to source is our strength, our intuition. Don't fucking lose that, okay? Do the things that keep you connected to your intuition, okay? And clear the trauma of your past so that you have clear intuition. It's a big part of it, yeah? You're right though, you know. Well, I don't speak without passion. I don't speak truth. I'm lapis lazuli. I've even got a snake to prove it. Whatever. The number one step of awakening your life purpose, so there's 12 divine steps that I teach. Number one is honesty. If you're dishonest in any way, shape or form, number one, people can feel that. Number two, it clouds you. You're not clear. Even if it's just a little white lies, it's like a big cloak here and here and here and here. You wonder why you can't find your life purpose, let alone like why shit's going wrong, whatever. We are in a movie. Exactly. Grow awareness over programming. Yeah. And so I want to say, yes, grow awareness, but I want to say program your own reality, program your own computer, mindset work. I'm releasing some things that, you know, over the next 6 months that I'm really fucking excited about. So important to program your own reality. Yeah. It's like, it's so important. That's a whole nother subject. I won't go into it because there's so much there. So Cara says, I feel you. I couldn't stop crying when I figured out what they will be doing to illegal. My phone is about to drop out, like my battery. I didn't charge it. I'm going to show you the teddy room. I'm going to jump off. And I'm going to talk about drugs tomorrow on a live stream. So I'm going to keep that in mind. And then on the next day, I'm going to do live psychic readings. So I've got a couple live streams coming up. So Monica says, I'm so worried now. I already took this vaccine and I feel so anxious. Yeah, so I want to say there is heaps of ways to detox that. Please send me a message. I do have a contact in Australia. I'm not sure about around the world, but I'm sure if we, you know, all connect, there's ways to do it, yeah? Know what you're dealing with so you know how to move forward without finding it hard. Exactly, exactly. How do we fix it all? We trust our intuition. We be around people that are like-minded. We connect with the community who get it. This is so important, okay? So important. Yeah, dandelion tea, you know, get your kidneys filtering. This is the thing, like the healthier you can become, the better it's going to be. Thank you so much. Tamara did pop in this Travis Scott live stream, but if you can't find it, send me a message and I can send it to you. Lance says a lot of sci-fi movies are actually real when you think of it. They've been showing us for years. Everything you see is. Interesting how Netflix just came out recently, right? All right, I'm going to show you the teddy room before, my house is a little bit of a mess, but whatever. Before my battery dies. I'm actually just going to move the teddy room and make it more, I don't know if big is the right word. Okay, these are not all the teddies either. We've still got a storage shed that we're still unpacking. And there's more in the storage shed. That's why I want to move them into a bigger room. All right, you guys ready for this? Okay, so they're pretty packed in here as well, right? Like that's full. So, okay, at the top, all the way down the bottom there, and then across here. Okay, so you can see how they're like packed in this little room. That's why we're gonna move them to a bigger room. So, okay, at the top, all the way down. So that shelf goes obviously like behind there, all the way down. There's another shelf here, all the way up. And we went to the shops yesterday and we found this big bear. And she's like, I don't think we needed a bear right now. And I'm like, I'm the one buying the teddies. Oh, look, Dawn's wondering what the hell we're doing. She's like, teddy room. So yeah, and that's none around there. But there's more in the storage shed. That's the teddy room. And now I understand, ever since I was a kid, you ask my mum, teddies were a thing. Hang on, I'm just going to put this back in the thing, if it'll let me. Oh, hang on a sec. There we go. Okay. Teddy room. All right, I'm going to talk until... Actually, I'll just pop this in for a second. Okay. Now I feel bad getting rid of all of ours. Honestly, I've tried to get rid of some and then I'm no. And then we even we found this bear on the road once. And we were like driving along and I was like, is that a teddy bear? The poor thing. It's like Toy Story. Oh my God, Toy Story. Wow, that just puts a whole nother perspective on the movie Toy Story. Oh, I didn't even think about that until this second. Even when Toy Story, I was like, see, I know teddies are alive, Toy Story, but now this connection just, oh, that just takes it to a whole nother level. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Yes, the tattoos hurt. This is the most hurtful one though. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off this live stream. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll have a look at the asteroid. I mean, possibly it's coming down. It has been talked about, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd like to see that because it is their food source. So I'm curious about that. All right, I love you guys. I'm gonna live stream tomorrow on drugs, trust intuition, investment increases, and from next Monday, the only way to work with me one-on-one will be my inner circle. So send me a message if you've got any questions. I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Beautiful day.